watching directly from the YouTube. It's a live streaming. So today we are going to deliver total 2 hour session. In between, I would say, so guys, I would say you guys to make this session interactive. Whenever you feel you have any question, I would say you to unmute and clear your doubts immediately. So I'm sharing my screen. Please confirm once it is visible to all of you.
Yeah, it's visible, Aradhya.
Okay. So it will take total 2 hours. Earlier, I thought I'll start with a topic. Name would be storage account, but as most of you are totally new to the cloud, so I'll start with the introduction part or basics of cloud computing. What exactly the cloud computing is, why we should learn the cloud computing, what exactly this program, and multiple things. Hi, Amita, you are from Rajkot, Gujarat. Okay. Okay, so let me start with my introduction. As most of you know, my name is Aradhya Singh. I'm the part of industry since last close to 20 years and working on Microsoft Azure cloud computing since last 11 plus year. And this type of training and certification program, I'm running since last close to 10 years. So far, I have trained more than 2,000 candidates across the globe. I started my career with the Indian Air Force. For a short period, I was the part of IAF as a rookie pilot. Then after it, I got opportunity because of certain condition. I quit and uh, I completed my graduation and started my career from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. I worked in Malaysia and Singapore for a long time. Then returned back to India. Started with the SCL Technology Limited. From SCL, I moved to Microsoft Skype, Microsoft to Accenture, Accenture to EY. So this is overall my journey. Still, I'm the part of IT industry. And this type of training and certification, as I told you, I'm providing since last 10 years. Since then, I'm providing when in Pan India, there was a maximum cloud trainers were available. Since then, I'm providing this type of training and certification. Now, this program is called the Master Program or Master Triple Fusion. Why usually we are saying Master Triple Fusion? The reason is under this program, in the same course, you will learn Azure Admin Services, Azure Dev Services, as well as the architecting. Now, question is why we are covering these three programs in the same course? There's a reason behind it. The reason is if you're going for suppose if you're planning to appear as a developer, you have to enroll for a development program. Then again, you have to enroll for admin program, or maybe you have to again enroll for the architecting program. Means you have to pay 3 times, and lots of contents are common. If you're going with the X, Y, or Z course, lots of content will be common. So what we are doing, whatever the common content we have, that we are covering, and unique content from the other courses also we are covering. Now question is what's the reason behind it? The reason is nowadays IT industry is not looking for the professional. IT industry is looking for the robot. If you're looking for X, they will ask for the Y. If you're learning Y, they will ask for the Z. So what we have done, we have consolidated everything in a package. This is called as the master program or master program triple fusion. Under this program, we are covering dev, admin, and architecting in the live session. I'm the only one in Pan India who is covering the architecture in the live session. The reason is you will get the courses related to architecture, but they're just implementing. They're not covering the architecture. If someone is going to cover the architecting, is time-taking process. Usually, no one is covering. And why it is required is the demand of industry. Why it's demand from industry? Sometimes, suppose you're working as a developer. Suppose you're working as a developer, you're working as an analyst, you're working as an admin. So sometimes you have to use the development services. Some other time you have to use the architecting, or maybe you have to use the infra services. And as the example I'll give you. Suppose since last 10 years you are working as a developer, and suddenly there's a project and the project is infrastructure based. So now, suppose, Nagesh, can you please go on mute? Thank you. So suppose you're working as a .NET developer, and suddenly you are onboarded to new project where uh, lots of services are infrastructure. So do you think for a small team your company will hire an admin? So normally this is expectation from the companies that if you're good in development as well as the infra services, it will be much better. Similarly, same expectation from the admin also. If you are good, if you are working as the admin, if you have the control on development services, it will be much better. And overall, if you can provide the solution, it would be something which is highly in demand. So industry is looking for the multi-skill professional. Doesn't matter from which background you are. If you're working as a DGM director, you're working as a fresher, you're working as an experienced, this is same expectations companies have from everyone. So what we have done, we have consolidated all three courses in the same as a package. Earlier, the fee structure was very high. There were three different fee structure for these three courses, but because of the COE, we have packaged everything with a very minimum cost. And duration, earlier duration, if I'm going to cover dev, admin, and architecting, so three times, lots of things will repeat, or most of things will be repeat three times. In that case, it will take total 6 months. But here, what we are doing, we are covering everything in 3 months. If I cover 2 hours per day, Saturday and Sunday, then it will take lump sum and a half month. But here, what we are doing, we are covering everything 2.5 hours per day, and it's taking only 3 months. Means total 60-hour session. And it's not theoretical program, it's a 100% practical program. First we'll start the basics, then intermediate, then advanced. Whatever we are covering in overall, 90% time we are focusing on the practical implementation with the real time use cases, and remaining time we will talk about the concept, use case study, and architecture designing. So 10% time on architecture designing, use case study, interview preparation and discussion, and remaining time practical implementation. Second region is skill development. So as I told you, industry is looking for the skilled professional. If you can work on multiple services, then you guys will get the preference. Hey, and here it will give you an advancement. It will give you an special corner for you guys to groom in IT industry. Plus, if you are working as a developer, maybe admin or manager, any other profile you are holding. So suppose I'm working as a SharePoint admin. So I have a special corner that I focus on the admin part only. But what it demand from the industry is to be multi-skill. So this package will help you to grow as a multi-skill, as a master in overall cloud computing. Plus, here it will help you to improve your networking opportunities. Here it will help you to stay updated. Your problem skill will upgrade here. The reason is we are not directly starting implementation. First, we are starting the use case. Against the use case, there'll be multiple architecture. All the architecture we are trying in the live session, and then implementation. Because of the approach, your problem solving skill will improve. Plus, it's a collaborative skill. So what we are doing, multiple service we are together considering and creating a package and integration also. And here, this package is one of the key career differentiator for you guys. Because of all these various regions, COE is offering this Master Triple Fusion program where we are covering the dev services, admin services, and architecting also. Now, question is, as you know, earlier I thought I'll start with the storage account, but as it is demand from you guys to go with the foundation. So for next 2 hours, we'll stick here, and I would suggest you guys to make it more interactive. Whenever you feel you have any question, immediately you have to unmute and ask your question. Now, question is, what is cloud computing? So normally different people have different opinion on cloud, but in nutshell, I would say cloud computing is not a robot. It's not rocket science. Cloud computing is just a concept. It's not technology. It's not software. It's not a data center. Cloud computing is just a concept. As per the concept of cloud computing, companies are delivering the computing services directly on top of the internet. What does it mean? It means whatever you guys are doing as of now in on-premise ecosystem, similar type of stuff you guys can deliver directly on top of the internet. For example, in on-premise, you can design a network. Same network you can design on cloud also. On-premise, you can use .NET, PHP, Python, AngularJS, Node.js, SQL, PSQL, MySQL, Oracle, automation, Active Directory, Exchange, storage account, physical infrastructure. Say, everything is available here in cloud computing also, but on top of the browser. It's a virtual platform. So in on-premise, we have the physical ecosystem, while for us, it's a physical ecosystem. While in Azure Cloud Computing, for us, it's a virtual ecosystem. Means virtually you guys can deliver everything. Now, sometimes people are asking, hey, if everything is available at your virtual, maybe we'll get the poor performance. So, guys, wanted to clear here in cloud computing, performance wise, this is much better than on premise region. In on premise, we have lots of limitation, it's time taking process. While in Azure cloud computing, things are available in a virtual environment. Very quickly, you guys can deliver your stuff. For example, if I'm telling you to set up a call center in on-premise, it will take a couple of months. While the same thing you guys can deliver in cloud computing within few minutes or hours. If your stuff are ready, then very quickly you can deliver your resources directly in a cloud. Now, question is, what is the journey of the cloud computing? So, guys, cloud is not new to the market. Earlier, private cloud was available. Like since last 30, 40 years, private cloud were in the picture. For example, okay. So, private cloud was since very long time, but here we are talking about the public cloud computing. So, guys, if I'm talking about the internet came into the picture during the 90s. I think it was 1991 when web browser and internet came into the picture. After a couple of years, like in 1995, in India also the public internet was launched by VSNL, Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited, it's a Tata company. After launching a public internet in India, it became very popular. People, professionals started realizing that going forward, everything would be available on top of the internet. And finally, it was just a sentiment in market that going forward in future, era is about to start where everything will be available directly on top of the web. So that time we were saying, hey, Web 2.0 is about to launch. So actually, Web 2.0 is nothing, just a cloud. Means everything is available on top of the cloud. So this sentiment or this message was first realized by a company called the Amazon. Amazon launched first public cloud computing product in market in 2006. After launching of AWS, it became very popular because of the offerings, because of the feature, it became very popular. And 100% whatever the opportunity was coming from the market is were going with the AWS only. And what happened because of the feature, because of the offerings, they captured 100% of the market share. The reason is there was that time up to that time there was no competitor available in market. 100% were occupied by same company, and this concept was realized by Microsoft also, but they were delayed. And finally, after 4 years, Microsoft announced as well as they launched the beta version of the public cloud computing. That time it was called as the Windows Azure. Nowadays, Microsoft Azure is called the Microsoft Azure, or Azure Cloud Computing is called the Microsoft Azure. But in 2010, it was called the Windows Azure. And that time it was the beta version, means a mature product. It was not mature. Finally, after 5 years, in 2014, Microsoft rebranded it. Microsoft relaunched as a matured version, and that time Microsoft changed the brand name also. Earlier it was called the Windows Azure. Now, Abita, okay. So earlier it was called the Windows Azure. Nowadays this is called the Microsoft Azure. Now it's open question. Why Microsoft changed the brand name from Windows Azure to Microsoft Azure? Anyone? Any idea? It's a very simple and easy question, guys. Why Microsoft changed the brand name? Juhi, Karan, Gaurav, Ganesh, Amita, Sai.
Because it can be used for Linux as well.
Perfect. Earlier, there was a message in market that Microsoft product, which was called as the Windows Azure, is related to Windows only, and that's a true also. Microsoft was supporting internal product, or they were offering only internal product, and because of it, they were not doing very well. So what Microsoft did, Microsoft had lots of IT professionals from the market. They did a tie-up with the thousands of companies. Nowadays, Microsoft is working with the more than 1,400 cloud partners. Means Microsoft is not alone. They are working with the cloud partners. Total number of cloud partners, those are supporting to Microsoft is more than 1,400. And Windows product, because of it, somewhere there's a limitation. And it was a message in market that it's for the Microsoft related product only. So what Microsoft did, first Microsoft launched its own version of the Linux, which is called the Microsoft Linux. And they started supporting all open sources also. So in current situation, it's not related to Microsoft product. If you're looking for the non-Microsoft product, if you're looking for the open source, in Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing, you'll get everything. So because for that, what they did, they changed the brand name that we are not supporting only Windows. We are going to support everything going forward from 2014. Because of all these regions, Microsoft changed this brand name from Windows Azure to Microsoft Azure. So this during the interview also people are asking what's the difference between Microsoft Azure and Windows Azure. So Windows Azure is already retired. The replacement of the Windows Azure is available since last 10 years, which is called the Microsoft Azure. Now, in market, we have multiple cloud providers available. Some cloud providers are dealing in public, private, or hybrid. So here I'm talking about the two key players in public cloud computing, like Microsoft Azure and Amazon AWS. These two are the key players. Others are like Google, GCP, IBM Cloud, Oracle, Fujitsu, Alibaba, VMware, and many more. There are hundreds of providers available in market, but in public cloud computing, the key players are Microsoft Azure, Amazon AWS, Google Cloud, and Oracle Cloud. These are the key players. Now question is, lots of time people are asking where I should go. I should go with the AWS or Azure. Which one is better? Azure is better or AWS better? So guys, wanted to tell one more point here. Both companies are claiming they're number one, just like the Hindi news channels. What news channels are claiming? They're claiming they're number one, and that's true also. These two companies are number one, but in different segments. Means in one case maybe AWS is number one, in other case maybe Azure is number one. So here, these are some of the metrics. On these metrics, you guys can think which one is better. Suppose if you're planning to provide your solution directly on top of the browser, means without machine, without operating system, you're planning to provide your solution. In this case, Microsoft is leading. They are number one. They are champion. They are the market leader. Similarly, if you're looking for any solution directly on top of the Windows infrastructure, in this case also, Microsoft is leading. If you're looking for the SaaS capabilities means if you're looking for Office 365, AX Retail, you're looking for Dynamics 365, Active Directory. So these are the SaaS-based products. In SaaS capabilities wise, Microsoft is champion. They are market leader. One more point here, revenue-wise, Microsoft is making bigger revenue than AWS. Yearly growth-wise, they are growing faster than AWS. Total number of services offered. Lots of people are calling me, they are saying, hey, AWS is better. The reason they are offering this old platform and they're offering a more number of services. But the fact is, AWS is not offering more number of services. Microsoft is offering more number of services compared to AWS. If you're looking for the cheapest one, then Google Cloud is cheapest one. But if you're looking for the rich feature wise, market leader wise, so these two are the key players. Similarly, Windows security wise, market leader is Microsoft Azure. But then other segments, like if you're looking for the Linux infrastructure, if you're looking for the infra services, but Linux one, then in this case, AWS is leading. Overall market share wise, both are close to each other. Nowadays, both are close to each other. Initially, AWS started with the 100% of market share. Nowadays, around 30%, less than 30% market share is with the AWS. While Microsoft started its journey with the 0%, and now they have 25+% market share. Similarly, if I'm talking about the number of data centers, so guys, both are close to each other. Going forward in these two segments also, Microsoft will be leader in next 2.5 years. Means overall market share wise as well as the data center offering. So Microsoft will lead in these two segments also. If I'm talking India, so in India, one Microsoft region is offered by Microsoft in Gujarat, which is dedicated for the Reliance Jio. Second is under progress, under provisioning, that is in Hyderabad. Third in Chennai. Fourth in Pune. Fifth in Mumbai. So as of now, Microsoft presence available in 5 cities. Two are not open for you guys as of now, while three you guys can access. Two other plan, one in Noida, second in Bangalore. So number of data center as of now, AWS is leading, but both are very close to each other. Linux security wise also, AWS is number one. One more point, guys, in market you'll get three types of cloud: public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Everywhere there's some pros and cons. It means if you're planning to go with the public cloud, there'll be some good and bad part with the public. Similarly, there'll be some good and bad part with the private cloud also. Same with the hybrid cloud. Now, question is, what is hybrid cloud? What is public cloud? And what is public cloud or private cloud? Where we should go? So, guys, you should go as per the requirement. For example, suppose suppose I'm talking about the IT companies like TCS, Wipro, Accenture, Infosys. All these companies are using public and private, both, or they're using multi-cloud. Like in the same company, Google Cloud will be used one BU, one business unit for Google Cloud, another business unit for the AWS, third business unit for the Azure. So it means for IT company, they are working on all the cloud, as well as they're working or they're using public as well as the private clouds. It doesn't matter for them, it matters for the clients. If any client, suppose I'm taking example of Dabur India Limited. Dabur India Limited is one of the very big company in India. It's FMCG company. They have their own in-house data center, plus they're using SAP. So SAP is Microsoft partner companies. As in beginning, I told you Microsoft is working with more than 1,400 partners. SAP is one of the partner company. So wherever the SAP will be installed, SAP will be set up, over there Microsoft data center will be used. Similarly, Adobe, wherever the Adobe will be set up, there Microsoft data center will be used or Microsoft services would be used. So guys, if any company is using the Microsoft product like .NET, SQL, Visual Studio, or Microsoft, there are thousands of products available from Microsoft. So if any company is more using or they are inclined with the Microsoft ecosystem, usually they are preferring to go with the Microsoft Azure. If any company is looking for the key features or maybe they are inclined with the Windows ecosystem, they are mainly preferring to go with the Microsoft Azure, or if and many other regions also. So guys, all the companies, all IT companies are using all the cloud. It's totally up to the end users, whether they are more comfortable, whether they have the good relationship with the Microsoft Azure or AWS. If you're going with the public cloud, there'll be some good part. Like doesn't matter from which location you are. If you're from Siberia, if you're from Afghanistan or Andaman Nicobar, or you're from New Zealand, doesn't matter from which location you are. If you have the good internet connectivity, then you guys can access it. This is universally accessible. It's a working the pay as you go model. Means you have to use, and after 1 month you have to pay to the Microsoft. Means you no need to spend even single rupee in advance, and it will save your time and money. For example, if you are planning to create a one website, it will take quickly few seconds or minute. If you are planning to create hundreds of machines, it will take 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, you guys can create up to 10,000 machines. So it's a virtual platform. It will give you better control. It will save your time and money. Plus, performance-wise, here performance is very high. Suppose you are planning to create a server, you are planning to create a machine. So maximum configuration of machine, it could be 128 CPU, 4 terabyte of RAM, and multiple hard disks of 32 terabyte. Means you guys can create a very high configuration servers or machines also. Plus, it's a very much flexible. The ecosystem, the environment they are offering is a very user friendly. Plus, it's a very user friendly and simple to use. If you are spending time, if you are putting the effort, things are very easy. But the problem with the public cloud computing is the overall problem with all public cloud providers. If in your area or in your country the broadband connection is not stable, not good, then it's not for you guys. For example, you are in a country where the internet speed is very poor, broadband connectivity is very poor, then it's not for you. Or second is in market 80 70 to 80% cloud professionals who are working, they are not up to the market. They are self-claimed cloud professional. It means what they are doing, they are watching the videos from Udemy, they're watching the video from YouTube, and they're going for the opportunity. Lots of people are getting opportunity, but for them the survival is really very difficult. So for such type of professionals, if they're getting opportunity, they're just you know implementing, and because of the implementation there are lots of disasters possible. So it means industry is looking for the trained cloud professionals who can provide the proper solutions, especially architect. If your architect is really good, then it is one of the best platform. Okay, so there's a question why Microsoft is not offering. So Vivek, Microsoft is offering the Linux-based operating system also, like Red Hat, Ubuntu, Debian, everything is available. So Microsoft is providing Windows as well as the Linux. Both they are offering. Clear, Vivek?
Done.
Okay, so guys, in your team, suppose you people are the part of a team where total number of team member is 50, and if your architect is good, it's a very safe environment. Otherwise, if your architects are not good, then you may face more attack compared to private. Attacks are possible in public and private both. But here, if your solution, as it's a virtual platform, publicly available platform, virtual platform, so uh, companies has to hire good IT professionals. And in market, this is one of the biggest challenge, that you will get very limited number of good IT professionals. Okay, next is private cloud. So guys, in private cloud, the good part is here you people will get the physical control. Means on hardware level, you'll get the physical control on software and hardware. And customization is more easy as you have the control on hardware or software, so very easily you can customize. But the problem is cost of installation and maintenance is very high. Suppose if your company is planning to set up a private cloud, then they have to invest millions of dollar, few millions or maybe billions of dollar they have to invest. Okay, so plus cost of installation and maintenance is high. Scalability is not easy, sometimes not possible, sometimes not easy, and plus it required lots of people, lots of professionals required. And nowadays, in current situation, the market is good for the public and private, but everywhere there's some issue. Here in public cloud computing, internet should be very much stable, broadband connectivity should be good. Uh, Cyber security, it requires a cyber security team for the security, and your architect should be very good. And here the problem is cost of installation is very high, maybe a few $100 million or maybe billions of dollars. Plus, it requires lots of people, thousands of people required to manage it. For example, I'll give example. In India, we have lots of cities, but I'll talk about one of the city, which is Noida. Noida data center. Okay, so guys, there are lots of companies are investing millions and billions of dollars to set up the data center or private cloud in Noida location. For example, as of now, India's biggest data center in Noida, Yota Data Center Park. Similarly, controls, DC10G, SIFI, Airtel, Entity, DSL, Adani Group, Hiran Adani Group, uh, Paytm, Samsung. See, these are the companies. Okay, Adani, STT, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, all these companies are trying to set up their data center in Noida location. So overall, total 40 to 40, around 40 companies are investing, including all these 40 to 50 companies are investing around 25 to 30 billion dollar in Noida location to set up the data center. Lots of data centers are already operational. For example, these are the news. In last 1 year, authorities subleased 10-acre plot for Sector 80 for Adani data center. entity, DSL, Hirandani, Reliance Jio, Sifi, Airtel, entity, Yota, JLL, Webworks. So, including all these company, total investment in Noida is around 25 to 30 billion dollar. It means there will be around 2 lakhs direct opportunity for the IT professionals in Noida location in next 5 years. Plus, there'll be lots of indirect opportunity. For example, if required few crore servers, if it required few crore servers, so government is trying to set up a IT city here in Greater Noida for the manufacturing, chip manufacturing and server manufacturing. So there'll be total, including direct and indirect, there are around 500,000 new opportunity in Noida location in next 5 years. Third is the hybrid cloud. And one more thing, guys, sometimes what people are doing, people are learning the public cloud, but they're getting opportunity in private cloud. There's no course available in market for the private cloud, but there are courses available for public cloud. So if you're learning the public cloud, it doesn't mean that you'll get opportunity only in public cloud. There's a huge possibility that you people may get opportunity in private cloud also. Or sometimes what people are doing, people are learning Microsoft Azure and they're getting opportunity in Oracle cloud. Why? The reason is Microsoft. Oracle is just a 80 to 90% copy of Microsoft Azure. So if you are learning Microsoft opportunity, so Oracle will give you preference. Okay. So similarly, guys, if you're learning Microsoft Azure cloud computing, so there's a huge possibility that you may get opportunity in private cloud also. Third is hybrid cloud. So in market, we have third type of cloud available where what companies are doing, companies are using the rich features or best features of the public and private in the same one. For example, virtual machine or infrastructure is cheaper here in private cloud. So what companies are doing, companies are using the private cloud infrastructure, but technology they are using from the public cloud. Example, suppose earlier I was working for a client, Indian client, Green Lamb Industries. What they are doing, they are using private cloud. The private cloud for them the cloud provider is TCL. TCL means Tata Communication Limited. So Tata Communication Limited is offering its own private cloud. So it means their network. Let me show you first. TCL cloud. TCL cloud. See guys, this cloud is called the TCL, Tata Communication Limited. So they are also the cloud providers. So leading purpose build the cloud provider. So TCL. So the infrastructure is maintained by Tata Communication Limited, but in Tata Communication Limited, the services we are using from the Microsoft Azure means virtual machine, network, hard disk, everything is provided by Tata Communication Limited. But if I'm talking about the services, like if I'm talking about machine learning, ML services, AI services, development services, or hybrid related services, we are using from Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing. So some part of the business or some part of the cloud they are using for the public cloud, other from the private. So base features, whatever the feature you like most in public or whatever you like most from the private, you can use together in a new environment, which is called the hybrid cloud. As per the requirement, you guys can modify, you guys can tweak it. It's most cost effective model. If you're going to use as it is, then it's the most cost effective. But if you're going to modify, if you're going to customize too much, then it will be one of the costliest solutions. This is one of the other issue. If you use as it is, that's the cheapest. If you're going to customize too much, then it would be one of the costliest service. And it require more maintenance, it require more monitoring. So these are the problems with the hybrid cloud. You have to monitor it, you have to maintain it, and if you're going to customize, then it would be one of the costliest models. So it means everywhere there are some pros and cons. In public, private, and hybrid cloud, we have pros and cons. Now again, it's time for the Q&A. If you have any question, please unmute and ask your question. Any question from anyone? Ganesh, Karan, Mahinder?
Yes, I'm having I wanted to just know you're saying Oracle in background they are using Azure Cloud, right?
No, I'm not saying Oracle. They're also offering. Oracle is also offering its own cloud. But
Yeah, that's what.
but if I'm talking about the Oracle Cloud,
Mm-hmm.
concept-wise, are very similar like Microsoft Azure. So what they're doing, if you are Azure trained, if you are
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing trained, engineer, then they are
Mm-hmm.
giving preference to such type of professional region. To train them, they are not taking much time. They have their own ecosystem. They have, I think it's called the Oracle University or OCI University. So if you
Mm-hmm.
are Microsoft Azure trained professionals, so they are giving preference to such type of people. The region ecosystem is very close to each other.
So when we are just talking about similar, it is similar to the GUI used or the user
Concept-wise,
use
concept-wise,
concept
GUI,
wise. Okay.
concept-wise, is a 80 to 90%, maybe more than that. It's the same, very similar.
Okay. So Apex Cloud, Oracle Apex is similar to that. Okay. Thank you.
So similarly, if anyone who is learning Microsoft Azure cloud computing, they are getting, private providers are giving the preference to such type of people. The region they are in private cloud also, what they're doing, there are lots of people who are from the on-premise ecosystem. Similarly, there should be some people from the public cloud also. So they are giving preference to Microsoft Azure trained professional as well as the AWS trained professionals. The region they have to integrate. Sometimes they have to integrate to Azure services. Sometimes they have to integrate AWS services. So it doesn't mean that if you learn the Microsoft Azure, so you'll get opportunity in Microsoft Azure only. There's a possibility that you may get opportunity in Oracle Cloud or maybe in on-premise ecosystem. You'll not get opportunity in AWS, but you'll get opportunity in private cloud or Oracle. Definitely you'll get. One more thing, guys, lots of people are calling me. They're saying, hey, I'm planning to learn the cloud computing. I should plan or not? I'm from this background, I'm from that background. So, in nutshell, I would say it doesn't matter from which background you are. This is necessary. This is must. It's not good to have, it's a must to have. The region nowadays 70 to 80% projects are cloud based. Directly or indirectly, they're cloud based. So if anyone who is working in the DGM, director, vice president, they're also learning the cloud computing. Why? The region, if they don't know what is cloud, how the cloud is working, what are the services are available, what they will discuss with the customer. For them also, it's a mandatory. It's not for the professionals who are going to implement on ground. This is must for the professionals who are discussing with the customer. Means this is mandatory for the sales and marketing team also. They are not going to implement. They will never implement on ground. But the thing is, they have to discuss with the customer. If they don't know how the cloud is working, what is cloud, what are the different type of services, what is possible, what is not, then what you think, what they will discuss with the customer. So it is mandatory for everyone to learn the cloud. Whether you're working on cloud, you're not working on the cloud, you have to understand. Example, in bigger companies, all the VPs, AVP, DGM, director, everyone is learning or they are already trained. That's why they are surviving. For the survival, it's a mandatory for the senior folks also. Similarly, if anyone who is from networking background, suppose you are working as a desktop engineer, you're working as a network engineer, engineer, or you're working on Windows, VMware, SCCM, you're working as a SharePoint admin, you're working Office 365, Dynamics 365, maybe you're working on SQL, PSQL, MySQL, Oracle, data analyst, or you're working on .NET, Java, PHP, Python, or maybe you're from support background, L1, L2, or L3 support. It's a must for everyone. If you're from Citrix background, you're working as a DBA, database administrator, you're developer, any type of developer. For SAP, in SAP there are multiple modules, but if anyone who is from SAP basis module, this is must for them. Region, wherever they say nowadays, SAP, wherever the SAP will be installed, it would be installed in a Microsoft Azure ecosystem. So for SAP basis engineers, it is must, not for all the modules. Similarly, if anyone who is from arts background, suppose you are from arts background and you are planning towards the cloud computing, it is possible. So guys, Microsoft is offering a service which is called the AML. If you have completed your bachelor's, master's, MPhil, or PhD, from stats or mathematics. Remember, if you're from stats or maths background, you're from stats background, maths background. So what you guys can do, you guys can target a service which is called as the AML, Azure Machine Learning. So 80 to 90% data scientists are from mathematics background or they are from stats background. I can give you multiple example where people are not from IT background, but they're working in IT industry as a data scientist. There are two type of data scientists. Usually I say one type of data scientists are called the lollipop data scientists. What they're doing, they're just learning Python and they're self-claimed data scientists. So industry is not looking for such type of professional. Maybe for you, it would be very easy to get opportunity. You can get a job, but survival would be very difficult for the long time. If you want to survive as a data scientist, you should be good in mathematics, you should be good in stats, you should be good in algorithm writing. Yes, Rajiv, you can ask your question.
Yes, I was just trying to ask, like, if we are just talking about Azure, Dev, Admin, and Architect. So, means which topics we will cover in aspect of Dev and
Okay.
can we have a brief on
Okay.
that part?
Okay.
Mhm.
So there are lots of things are common. For example, suppose I'm talking about the storage account. Okay. So for storage account, uh, this is one of the common service used by data engineer, data scientist, developer, as well as the admin. Correct. According to requirement people are using. So similarly, what we have done, we have created a course content where you'll get the infra services, PaaS services, as well as the SaaS services, and most important with automation, manual and automation, both are the part of the course. Plus architecting also we are covering the live session. So if I think you're looking for the course content, right, Rajiv?
Yes, I was just looking like if we are just talking about Azure Dev. So we are having over there ADF and
No, that's a data engineering
libraries
services.
over there.
That if you're
So
looking for data, if you're looking for the data engineering, see, if you're talking about the okay, so let
mhm,
me tell you. So actually, in dev also there are multiple segments. One is the code dev, and the second is data engineering. So the service you are referring is a data engineering service like Synapse Analytics. Synapse Analytics,
mhm,
Databricks or Data Factory. These are the data engineering service. This is not the dev service.
right.
So what we
Mhm,
are covering? So what we are covering like development services like Logic App, Notification Hub, Event Hub, Service Bus, okay, App Service Plan, uh, Azure Function, API Management. These services are called the dev services, and the services that you are referring to called the DE services, data engineering services. Clear?
yeah, right. So like if I'm having an ongoing application. So you wanted to just say like if we wanted to just move that application on cloud, so Azure cloud, so we were having means all the related information like how to migrate that application to that,
How to
what
yeah,
is the
how
services,
let
what
me
is the
let,
storage and
let me
account.
let me show
Yes.
you. I'm going to show something. Okay. So here, what how exactly we are starting? We are starting from very beginning, like foundation. Foundation. We are zooming. Maybe some of you are already working on maybe one or two services. So here we are covering around 30 to 40 different services. So first we are starting from very beginning. So two session is the foundation for the foundation. For example, basics like what is subscription, license, data center, region, location, region pairing, uh, and portal overview, surveys, resource group, IAM, CLI, UI, GUI, all these we are covering in two sessions. After that, three sessions we are delivering the storage account. The region, this is multi-purpose service. Here we are covering disk storage, files, file storage, disk storage, queue storage, blob storage, table storage in very detail level. Total 6 hours we are covering the storage. This is PaaS service. And this is this is common. This is common for dev, admin, and architecting. And same is common for the data engineers and data scientists also. Here we have a feature available, ADLS. If anyone who is working as a data engineer or data scientist, normally they are using the same storage account as a data lake storage. So that also will be covered here. Then after it, infrastructure services we are starting. So around 25 to 30 above, we are covering the infra services. It's a very detailed level of infra services. So it's not overview, it's a detailed implementation. In the live session, we are covering the detailed implementation. These are the infra services. Like, I mean, all these infra services, basic, intermediate, advanced infra services with the load balancer, secure communication, traffic manager, application gateway. So you see here, these are the dev services, these are the ops services or admin services. But if I'm talking about the application, application gateway is a type of load balancer. It is used by a person who is working on the development part. Suppose you're developing a web API, you're developing a website. So, and in case you want to apply load balancer on top of it, normally we are using the application gateway. Then again, authentication and authorization. Intra ID, Microsoft Intra ID, which were earlier called the Azure Active Directory. Azure Active Directory is not the admin service, guys. It's used by developers also. If you are working on Databricks, if you are working on .NET, you are working on Python, you are working as an admin. Everyone is using this is SaaS-based service. This is software as a service. Similarly, monitoring, backup and disaster recovery. Suppose you're working on the SQL Server, P-SQL, MySQL, Oracle. Maybe you're working on the .NET project. You're working as an admin. If suppose in your office, in your team, your project there's a disaster, then how you'll manage it, how you'll recover the data, how you configure everything. Then again, app service and app service plan means if you have a website, if you have a legacy website that you're planning to migrate from on-premise to cloud computing, then how to do it, or you're planning to develop a new one, then how to do it. Then Azure function, in case you want to run a job, you want to run a process in backend without interface, then how to do it. For this, Microsoft offering Azure function. In case you want to integrate with you want to create a process, like you want to create orchestration process, then Microsoft is offering a Logic app with the 250, more than 250 connectors. Suppose with the help of Logic app, you can control your infrastructure, you can control your Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google related product. Google is offering more than 50 products. Okay, everything, even Teams also, you guys can team, MS Office, everything you can control. For example, it sentiment analysis also. Service bus, in case you want to do the system to system integration, this is compulsory for the dev and data engineer, for both. In case you have some API, that API may be consumed by developer or it will be consumed by data engineer. In both of the cases, you have to apply security on top of your APIs. For it, APIM, Azure API management. Similarly, then we are starting the automation. In automation also, Windows PowerShell, Azure PowerShell, and ARM template. Okay. Then Azure SQL database, then DevOps administration. Okay. And after it, if anyone who is from SharePoint background, suppose you're working as a SharePoint developer or SharePoint admin, anyone can plan. If anyone working on any development service like development platform like .NET, Java, PHP, Python, Node.js, or something else, they also can plan. If anyone who is working on the BA, if anyone who is working on the Microsoft products, they can plan. If anyone who is working as a DGM, manager, architect, they can plan. Even entry level also people can plan. If anyone who is working on the DevOps side, or maybe you're working on SCCM, network, DBA, system, cloud admin, Linux admin, security admin, storage admin, middleware, virtualization administrator, IT manager, support program, maybe L1, L2, or L3 support you're working on, technical support, architecting. So anyone can plan. So this is the master program where you'll get the multiple type of services. If I'm talking about the data engineering services, they're limited number of services. For example, Databricks, you can appear after learning of Databricks. But the thing is, your scope is limited. Only, and it's very easy. Working on the Databricks is not big. If you're concept wise, if you're good in SQL Server, so very easily you can learn. Just learn the PySpark and start the Databricks. But here, your skill will be very much diversified, and which is demand of industry. What industry is looking for? Industry is looking for the multi-skill professionals so that you can provide solution to the customer. on the basis of Databricks, you cannot provide the solution to the customer. Maybe you can work as a in a delivery program, as an implementation partner or as an implementation engineer, but you are not the solution provider. On the basis of it, any stream you can choose. For example, if you're planning to move after this course, if you're planning to move as an admin, as a developer, or as an architect, anywhere you can start your career. Is it clear?
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, one more thing, guys, is for freshers also. If you are freshers, you're from DE side, data engineering side, you're from analytics side, you also can plan your career, or you have completed your master's in computer science or BTech in any stream, any engineering stream. Suppose electronic communication, mechanical, civil, or any other stream, you also can plan your career towards Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing. Plus, for cyber security, if you're on-premise cyber security engineer, you also can plan your career with Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing. So here, after this course, what you can do, you can clear multiple paper or multiple certification you guys can target. The first certification you guys can target is a 900. 900 is called the Azure Fundamental, and it's optional, guys. It's optional only if you're already working on the cloud computing. Suppose Mahesh is working on cloud computing since last 3 years, and he's familiar with the ecosystem. So for Mahesh, it would be optional. And suppose Karan is new to the cloud computing. He don't know anything related to cloud computing. So for Karan, it is mandatory. So guys, it depends on situation to situation. If you're already familiar with the ecosystem and you're working since long time, but maybe your area is limited, then only in this case, this is optional. So after it, if you're planning, suppose after this course, if you're planning to appear as a cloud admin, so for cloud admin, what they can do, they can clear 900 and 104. After 104, you'll be certified by Microsoft as a Microsoft certified Azure admin or Microsoft certified cloud admin. If I'm talking about the salary range in India, although in India we don't have any range, we don't have any standard for the salaries. Lots of people are getting 20,000, some people are getting crore rupees. So there is no standard like yes in India. But if I'm talking about the average salary for the cloud professional in Azure administration is somewhere between 9 to 45 lakhs. If you are in United States, you are working as a manager. I'm junior to you, very junior. Maybe your experience is 15 years, my experience is 3 years. So there will not be huge difference in my and your salary. But in India, you'll get a huge difference in salary. So guys, here on entry level, usually the salary companies are offering is 9 and maximum 45 lakhs. This is for the admin. Same salary companies are offering for the developer also. For example, if you're .NET developer, you're a SharePoint developer, same salary range you'll get here in Azure development. So, for Azure developer also, there'll be two certification 900, which is optional. If you already have exposure, then you can skip this directly. You can go for the AZ 204. After that, you'll be certified by Microsoft as a Microsoft certified Azure developer. And for these two type of professional, later stages, not immediately, later stage, in case you feel you're planning to appear or you're planning to be a part of DevOps team, then one more run in future you guys can target, which is AZ 400, which is for the Azure DevOps engineer. But directly there's no way available to land directly on DevOps side. Why there's no way available? Lots of people are calling, they're saying, hey, I'm planning for the DevOps. So usually I'm asking, what is your background? So they're not from cloud background. So usually there's a recommendation from Microsoft to not start DevOps directly. Otherwise, it is just wastage of time and money. There's huge opportunity available in the market for the DevOps engineer, but make sure either you have to target the first learning path or you have to target the second learning path. Only then you should target the DevOps. Otherwise, don't try to learn the DevOps. The reason, it is just like you are jumping through the parachute. Just follow the learning path, just follow a track. So for the reason is whatever is being covered, whatever the course content is being covered here or here, same you have to use. And if you are not aware with these services, so it will be wastage of time for you. Your result will not be very much fruitful. So what Microsoft is recommending? Microsoft is recommending to learn either first learning path or second learning path, then go for this one. Or if you have completed both, then you can go with this one. And the third learning path is for the architect. So guys, in India, we have multiple type architect available. In nutshell, I would say one is the solution architect. Solution architect salary for the solution architect is very high in India. It's between 40 to 1 CR, 40 lakhs to 1 CR is the salary. While for other type of architect, salary is between 30 to 70 lakhs. Again, repeating, if you're working as a data architect, maybe you're working as a operation architect, or maybe network architect, or data architect, storage architect. So usually the salary range for them is between 30 lakh to 70 lakhs. But for the solution architect means a person who can provide the whole solution, the salary range is quite higher. And usually these people are working as a AVP or VP. Usually AVP or VP. Normally, I have seen lots of people are calling, they're saying maybe experience is 2 years and you're applying to appear as an architect. You can go with this course, but you will not get opportunity as a solution architect. To appear as a solution architect, usually companies are expecting your experience should be good and your skills should be diversified. That's why this course is helping a lot to everyone to appear as an architect, appear as an admin, or after it, in case you want to appear as a dev, that's also possible. Even if anyone who is from, suppose you're working as a SQL developer, you're working as a Python developer, you are working on Power BI side, they're also learning. The reason is, suppose you're working on Power BI. So do you think lifelong you'll work on Power BI only? You have to upgrade yourself. If I'm working on SQL Server, so do you think lifelong I will work on the SQL Server? Answer is no. I have to upgrade myself. Or maybe I'm working on the database, so I have to upgrade myself. Otherwise, lifelong you have to code. You have to write the code, and after some time you cannot write the code. This is another fact. Now again, I'll take a pause for a few seconds. It's time for the Q&A. If you have any question, please unmute and ask your question. Vivek, Vinod, Vikash, Sai, Ranjit, Ramesh, Rajiv, Nivedita, Nagesh, Mahesh, Mahinder, Karan, Dhruv. Any question from anyone?
Not today.
Not today. Okay.
It was very clear. Yeah. You explained it very clearly. Thank you.
Even I tell you, in beginning of my career, for around 14 years, I was in development. Development, then administration, then data part. So, I'm much skilled. The region, my skill set is very much diversified. I can work on the data services, I can work on dev services, I can work on admin services. So what companies are expecting? Usually these type of people are solution provider. The region, you are expert in all these areas, so you can provide the complete solution. If a person who is working with SQL, he or she can provide the solution related to SQL only. He cannot provide the solution related to overall project. So guys, why?
Yeah,
Yeah, please.
that is Vikas this side.
Yes, Vikas.
Yes, I'm just asking, like, as I have already told you, I'm working as a computer developer, but I don't have any uh, coding experience. Coding, I don't know how to write Python and all. So there is no development from my side in
Not
corporate.
required. It's a really not required. For example, so one thing is required here, that is PowerShell. PowerShell or Python is required. If you are going to learn, so what we are doing, we are covering the PowerShell in the same course. So pre-existing, pre-knowledge of any coding is not required. And here PowerShell is not a code, not development platform, it's a scripting platform. So you don't require pre-knowledge of .NET, Python, Java, AngularJS, Node.js. You don't require. If you have, it's a good to have, but it's not necessary that it required the existing knowledge of any particular development technology. So without
Okay.
it, you can. And one thing is required, which is for automation, it required a PowerShell, which we are covering.
Hmm.
If
Suppose I'm
anyone,
moving, suppose I'm moving from developer to cloud architect. after learning this course. So that's very tough for me to move from this
See,
to.
nothing is tough. Frankly speaking, it's totally up to the approach. For example, I can give you example of a lady. She was working since last 8 years. She was working as a bank manager in Bihar, Gaya, in government bank, and it was Grameen Bank. Grameen Bank means rural bank. Last year, I think it was November 2023. She called me and she asked, "Hey, can you tell me one thing? I'm from IT background. I was the topper in my college from UPTU, and but the thing just after the MC, I got opportunity. I'm working in Bihar, Gaya. Now, because of my family reason, I cannot continue my job. I'm planning to quit, resign from here. So I got your number from somewhere. Can you please tell me if I learn this course, what is the possibility that I'll get opportunity?" So I said, it's a possible and not possible. If your approach is good, if you're attending the classes, if you're punctual, if you're discussing, if you're attempting, if you're going for the interview, if you're applying, you'll get opportunity. And finally, she is working. She is working in Noida location, and salary is 14 lakhs fixed salary plus around 1,40,000 is a bonus, and gratuity and including everything is 16 lakhs. It's a first job for her in Noida location in cloud computing. So if a second example I'll give you, that lady is working on Java and cloud computing, Java and cloud computing, and she was housewife in Bihar, and she was graduate in BA, Bachelor of Arts. And after some time, after I think 5 to 6 years, she went Bangalore. She enrolled for IGNOU MCA, and she enrolled for multiple courses like for Java, for cloud computing, and now her salary is 42 lakhs in Bangalore. She Java developer. Java developer and using Microsoft Azure and AWS. So it's totally up to you. If you're skilled, if you are trained, if you are motivated, if you are attending the classes, if you are discussing, then think your journey will be easy. If you're not doing anything, things will be very difficult. Even I can give you third example, and I have hundreds of examples. Yesterday, I got a call from one of my candidate who learned 1 year ago, but he never tried for the opportunity. And yesterday, he told me I got opportunity from three different companies. One company, it was small or maybe medium type of company. Second, from Noida location, SL Technology Limited. Third company is from Pune, Accenture. So for first year, he was not focusing, and because of certain reason, he lose his job. Since last 4 to 5 months, he's jobless. Now he's preparing on the basis of the videos, whatever the video, after the session I shared with him. On the basis of video, now he's got 3 jobs in cloud computing. All 3 jobs related to cloud only. Although salary is not very high, but at least he got the job first time. Earlier, he was a part of support program, L1 or L2 engineer. Experience is 6 years, and he's from Faridabad. So if you're targeting anything, it's easy, it's doable. Don't say it's what is possible, what is not possible. Everything is possible. If a housewife can learn, why not you? If a lady who is working as a bank manager in Bihar, Gaya, if she can return back in IT industry, then why not you? So what is your current skill set doesn't matter. Only one thing matter, your willpower. What is your approach? If your approach is good, then definitely you'll get opportunity. If your approach is not good, suppose you enrolled but you're not attending the classes, that is not, it's a very bad approach. You must attend the classes, you should ask the question, you should discuss with me. Usually I say, guys, whenever you have any question, call me Monday to Friday between 7:30 to 11 o'clock. Or still, if you have some issue in during the implementation, then maybe I can help you. I can connect with someone. Maybe 1 hour per day you can discuss with the backend team during the implementation. Suppose every night you need some dedicated time. So what I'll do, I'll align with someone night time 10 o'clock, 10 to 11, you can directly discuss that, hey, I'm implementing, or you can implement, you both can implement together. So this is called the approach. If your approach is positive, if it is good, then you will get opportunity. Why you will not get the opportunity? If you're the part of industry, it means you have something. That's why you are here. Without anything, it's not possible to even launch here in IT industry. So you have something. Just try to understand yourself, your willpower, put the focus, and definitely you'll get your way. If you're not focusing, if you're not attending, then no one can help you. So again, guys, why companies are concerned with the cloud computing here? Performance speed is very high. Scalability is possible, horizontal and vertical. Both type of scalability is possible, and it's a very much economical for the corporate. Maybe for me and you, it's a very costly, but for the corporate, this is very much economical because of all these reasons. Customers or companies are preferring to go with the Microsoft Azure cloud computing. Next is Microsoft is offering varieties of services. So as of now, if you are the part of on-premise ecosystem, everything is managed by you, like application, data, runtime, middleware, operating system, virtualization, server, storage, and network. Means everything is managed by you. But if you're moving in cloud computing, depending on the requirement, you have to use the type of services. The one type of services is called the infra services. Infra services, don't think that's related to person who is from infrastructure background. For example, I'm not from infrastructure background, but I'm master in this area also. The reason you don't require any basic knowledge of infrastructure. Here is a virtual platform, guys. Here, even if anyone who is from infrastructure also, they have to start from ABCD. Similarly, if you're working as a developer, you're working as an admin, you're working as an architect, you're working as a DBA, you have to start from ABCD. This is totally new platform for everyone. So first type of services are as services, or as stands for infrastructure as a service, where some part would be managed by Microsoft, remaining by you. For example, here networking, storage, server, and virtualization will be provisioned or managed by Microsoft, while you have to focus on the application data, runtime, middleware, and operating system. So whatever you see in orange color is managed by you, and in dark blue is managed by Microsoft. Example of this is Azure Virtual Machine. Any solution which you are providing on top of the virtual machine is called as the IaaS-based service or infrastructure-based service. If you have your own network, there's a question from Fatima. Okay. Where we master this skill, you can guide me about the roadmap of cloud computing. Okay. So Fatima, I'll take your question maybe after some time. So same I was discussing. I think you joined a little late. So don't worry, we'll discuss. So second type of services are called the PaaS services, where you don't require any VM. Without VM, without network, directly on top of the browser, you can provide your solution. For example, suppose I'm planning to host my website. So without network, without virtual machine, directly I can host my website. One solution is you have to create your VM. On top of that VM, you have to host your website. Second is without machine, without network, directly on top of browser, just go and host your website. So if you're going to provide any solution directly on top of the browser or platform, these type of services called the PaaS services. Here everything is managed by Microsoft, only you have to focus on the application data. Here network, most of the networking latest stuff, 99% stuff will be managed by Microsoft. Only you have to focus on the application and data. The best example of this type of service is storage account, Azure SQL, Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse Analytics, uh, Azure Function, Logic App, Cloud Service, App Service Plan, App Service Environment. These are the PaaS-based services, where without virtual machine, you can develop and deploy your solution. Third type of services are SaaS-based services, means software as a service. The best example of the SaaS-based service is Office 365, Dynamic 365, AX Retail, or Microsoft Intra ID. Earlier it was called the Azure Active Directory. So guys, this is for the developers. This is for mostly these are for developers or anyone can learn. So here everything is done by Microsoft. Only you have to customize if required. If the customization is required, then you can focus on the customization. Otherwise, everything is available as a out of the box feature. You don't need to do anything. Just go and configure it. That's it. So overall, Microsoft is offering infra-related services, platform-related services, software-related services. Maybe in one project you have to use the infra services. Maybe another project you have to use the infra and PaaS both. Maybe the third project you have to use the PaaS services. That's why this course will help a lot The region we are covering as PaaS and SaaS. All three types of services we are delivering the same package. Manual and automation also we are covering. For automation, we will cover Windows PowerShell, Azure PowerShell, and ARM template. If you can write the code, then very good. If you cannot write the code, then you guys can go with the ARM template. I mean, code means it's a scripting, very easy scripting. If you cannot write the code, then I'll tell you the way. You can ask Microsoft to write the code on behalf of you. Microsoft will generate the code. Only you have to modify it. That's also possible. So why Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing? Guys, here delivery is very fast. For example, if you are planning to set up a call center with a 10,000 machine, how much time it will take? 5 minutes, maximum 5 minutes. It's possible in 1, 2, or 3 minutes. But if you're looking for such type of ecosystem, some pre-work you have to do for a few hours. After it, whenever you launch it, within few minutes, your entire call center will be set up with thousands of machines. And on top of all these machines, whatever the software required, whatever the configuration required, what hardware required, it would be pre-set up by Microsoft. So here delivery, overall delivery very fast. It will save your time and money both, plus hybrid solutioning is also possible. And it's a working the pay as you go model. In on-premise, in private cloud, you have to invest millions of dollars or billions of dollars. But here, there's zero upfront cost. Means in advance, you no need to pay any, even single rupees, you no need to pay to Microsoft. Just use for a month. Only after that you have to pay to the Microsoft. Okay. Next is no upfront cost. Means in advance, zero payment required. Just use and pay after it. Billing will be per minute. Suppose I have a database. What I was doing, I was running my database since last 1 year. After it, I deleted it. So you have to pay for 1 day only. Or I created a server. After 1 minute, I deleted my server. So you have to pay only for the 1 minute. So here billing will be per minute. Maybe the bill is 3 paise. If the bill is 3 paise, you have to pay only 3 paise. So what is advantage of it? Suppose you're working for the customer is American Express. They thought, I mean, there's a plan from American Express to set up maybe to develop and set up the ecosystem for cloud. After 3 months, they decided to stop the business. So there will not be any capital lost. Otherwise, if they will go with the on-premise ecosystem, if they will plan to go with the private cloud, there'll be loss, there'll be huge loss of the capital. But in this case, whenever you feel you want to stop the services, you want to delete the services, you can stop or you can delete immediately, the billing will stop. Means in advance, you no need to spend even single rupees. This is the good part. And no charges for the stop VM. Suppose you have a call center. In your call center, you have some application, you have databases, you have data analytics services. So during the daytime, suppose for 8 hours, you are running all hundreds of server. You have total hundreds of server. But during the night time, means during the non-business hour, I'm planning to stop my 90% server. So it means only you have to pay full, you have to pay for 8 hours, and only 10 or 20% you have to pay during the night time. So means with your approach, with your solutioning, with the help of your approach, with the help of your solutioning, in case you want to optimize the overall cost, that's also possible. The region here, whenever your infrastructure is down or stop, you no need to pay anything to Microsoft. Plus, worldwide, Microsoft is offering huge infrastructure. So guys, these are the total number of this into question. Total, Microsoft is offering 67 region. In one region, there will be minimum 3 data center. Again, repeating guys, in one region, there would be minimum 3 data center. Worldwide, 67 regions are offered by Microsoft. By end of 2025, 80 plus region would be available worldwide. So you will get regions from Australia to New Zealand, Japan to Korea, China to India, Gulf to Africa, South America to North Africa. North America means everywhere the lots of regions are offered by Microsoft. If I'm talking about India, so in India we have 3 regions. As of now, we have 3 publicly available regions. West India means Mumbai. Second is Central India means Pune. Third is South India means Chennai. So these 3 are the publicly available region. Apart from these 3, 2 are Two others are, one is in Gujarat, I think Jamnagar, but that is dedicated for Reliance Jio. Fourth one is in progress, which is in Hyderabad. Name would be South Central India. By end of next year, that would be ready. Two more in plan. One is in Noida, second in Bangalore. Means before year 2023, in India, there'll be 3 to 5 to seven region. In one region, there are minimum 3 data center. Means 21 data center minimum. 20 to 30 data centers would be available from Microsoft in next 5 years, 5 to 6 years. Okay. Apart from it, let me show you something which is very important. Azure region globe. In between, if you have any question, you guys can unmute and ask your question, guys. Okay. So, guys, this is globe. You see, globe, and this is Africa, Europe, Gulf, and here India. Correct? Japan, Korea, Australia, New Zealand. This is New Zealand, and here North America and South America. And what Microsoft doing? Microsoft has 3 satellites, number 1, number 2, and number 3. There are 3 satellites. You see here, number 1, number 2, and number 3. 3 satellites. With the help of these 3 satellites, and this is the optical fiber cable. Whatever the line dot lines you see, guys, these are the optical fiber path. So with the help of this optical fiber cable and with the help of these 3 satellites, what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft regions are internally connected. So what Microsoft is recommending, they are recommending to use the nearby location. For example, if you're from India, so don't try to deploy anything United States. If you want, you can do it. But the thing is, in that case, there'll be lag, there'll be delay, there'll be performance issue. So what Microsoft is recommending? Microsoft is recommending, think from where your end users are. Suppose my end users are from maybe Delhi NCR, maybe from MP, maybe from Gujarat. So in this case, what I should do, I should deploy everything in Central India, means Pune. If your end users are from maybe from Sri Lanka, or maybe end users are from Tamil Nadu, or maybe South part of India, anywhere from South part of India, then in this case, you should deploy everything in South India region. If your customers are from Mumbai location, then deploy everything Mumbai. So what Microsoft is recommending? Microsoft is recommending to deploy or to provision to set up your solution or your resources nearby to the business location so that you guys can minimize the latency. If you want to deploy, if your customers are from India, but you have deployed everything in Europe, that will work, but there'll be latency, means there'll be lag, there'll be performance issues. So deploy everything near to the closest location. If anyone who is from Pakistan, the preference from Microsoft is to deploy everything in India, whether they are doing or not doing, but this is a recommendation. If anyone who is from Sri Lanka, Myanmar, so recommendation is to go with India. Clear? So these are the optical fiber cable. In case you want to take a tour of the data center, what you can do, you can take a virtual tour of the data center. How exactly Microsoft data center is set up. You can take a virtual tour. Clear? If you have any questions so far, please unmute and ask your question. Ramesh, Ranjit, Gupta, Sai, Shubham, Vikas, Vinod, Mahinder, Karan, Nagaraju, Amit, Fatima. No question. So what you guys can do, you guys can check how exactly the data center is set up and from where you enter. Entire setup Microsoft will give you here. Okay, so you guys can follow this website. It's time taking process, maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour you have to spend in case you want to get the more detail. So guys, we are covering everything manually. Once I'll feel you are comfortable with the manual implementation, then automation is also the part of your course. I know most of you are not from the coding background, and here coding not required. What we will do, we will teach Windows PowerShell, after it Azure PowerShell, and after it ARM template. With the help of these 3 technology, will help you guys to grow toward the automation also. It means in this master program, you're not learning only dev services, you're not learning only admin or architecting services, you are learning the automation also, which is the part of same codes. Manual first 80% time manual implementation, and after it we'll start the automation also. One more thing, as I told you in beginning, Microsoft is offering a virtual platform. So Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing Portal is pure virtual platform. Now question is, what is portal? So portal is nothing just like the website where you can use this website to create, build, deploy, manage, monitor, and automate your services or resources. For example, in case you want to monitor your database, you want to monitor, manage, or create your network, storage, virtual machine skill set, data factory, data brick, or something else. Microsoft is offering hundreds of services, few hundred services Microsoft offering. All these services you guys can design, you can build, you can deploy, you can monitor, manage, and automate with the help of this portal. So Microsoft is offering total multiple main portal is this. This is the primary portal, is called the portal.azure.com. So primary portal means if you don't want to use any sub portal, everything you can achieve directly from here, which is portal.azure.com. So here, or if you want to automate anything, you can write your automation related code. If you feel manually you want to create, you can do it. Or if you want to use it for the infrastructure, you want to use for the security, you want to use for the development or data engineering or data science, for everything is available here under the same basket. Apart from it, there are multiple sub portals also. For example, for automation, in case you want, you can go with the sub portal cell.azure.com. So this is cell scripting. This sub portal is for the cell scripting. It's a nothing, you see here, portal.azure.com. So what they have done, in place of portal, here with the cell. Similarly, if you're looking for the AD services or security related services, so one sub portal is offered by Microsoft, which is called the portal.ad.portal.azure.com. Even let me show you. See guys, this is browser. I'm going to write portal.azure.com. Okay, so you see what I'm doing. I just selected my username. So to access this one, you have to log into the subscription or you have to create your account. Microsoft is offering free trial account with 16,000 rupees, means $200. They will credit in your account, which you guys can use for the practice. Now question is, sometimes people are saying, hey, what I'll do after 1 month? Suppose this month Vikas created a subscription, Vikas, Sai, and Ranjit. Three are using the same subscription. Next month, Ranjit can create, Ranjit, Sai, and Vikas can use it. Third month, Sai can create, and remaining two can use. Similarly, Ramesh, Rajiv, and Nivedita. Suppose these are the part of one group. So first month, Ramesh will create. Second month, Rajiv. Third month, Nivedita can create. Using this approach, you guys can use it for a long time. Yes, Arun.
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, we can share strategies on, how to use the accounts so that while you are in the classes, you have access to the account. We can share those different strategies.
Yes. Even
I want to ask one thing. So the audience has been listening for some time. I would like to ask each one of the audience members, maybe two or three people can volunteer, as to, can you tell me one thing that you have learned today? Because we are not worried about, we are interested in learning about is what is the one thing that you liked or one thing that you will remember from this whole seminar today. So who wants to volunteer today? We like to have seminars where we have two-way interaction, where the instructor is not, talking and giving you information, but somebody from this audience members is asking question or tell us only one thing which you have learned today.
I can volunteer.
Sure.
Um, I'm um, I'm from a IT background. And I'm working as a senior analyst. I'm mainly into data analysis and data management, but I do have some programming background as well. So I have exposure to PNP partial and SPO partial, but I wasn't very sure about like different types of um, cloud, like public and private, hybrid, and pros and cons of that. And I now I have a clear idea about the pathways, like where we can head to, and what are all skills needed for an Azure developer or Azure admin. And I thought like Azure developer is just like a Java developer or any other
Gotcha. Yeah,
yeah.
most people, yeah. Thank you for saying that, because most people, the moment you use the word development, people think that somebody is sitting and doing heavy programming,
Hmm.
writing all sort of this thing, arrays, linked lists, and whatnot comes to their mind. But it is totally different. It's
Yeah.
something. Similarly, I myself was surprised when one day somebody used the word. This fellow had been working in Databricks. That's a different technology in data engineering. He said, so I thought this guy, I asked him to introduce himself in a Databricks seminar by Ashok, which is our master instructor for Databricks. And this fellow said, sir, I've been working for 4 years in Databricks development. And I said, oh, if this guy is a data engineer, why is he introducing himself as a developer? So the
Hmm.
word developer in different contexts means different things. It is not the same as software engineer. So I understand you had the same issue which I had like some time back.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you. And anybody else wants to go? I want one more person to. I see Bijawada Nagaraju, he is there in many of our seminars, or Karan Mahinder. I want a couple more people to speak up.
Yes,
So
I
the
can
question is,
speak. I'm audible, Harun, now.
yeah. So the question is,
Mhm.
I'll remind you, we are talking about any one thing that you have learned today which is new for you or different for you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that even that presentation, I can say it was very good, and that Aradhya explained very in a simple way. Even though I have gone through that, I read about that public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. But the explanation in this PPT, it give me about like more in-depth knowledge, like where we should use the private cloud, what is the pros and cons, and where we should use public cloud and hybrid cloud. That was the one of the most important thing I learned from this session today. And in addition to that, in the last also that the PPT, like it was very good. They showed that all data center across the globe and how they are connected through that fiber cables and how that it's managed through that this
got you.
satellite communication
And
also.
many of our current students and the past students say the same thing, because he makes the cloud concepts so simple to understand even for a beginner. The other thing is, one day I was listening to one of the seminar by Adya, and he was using examples of how things have been done in Dabur or Coca-Cola or XYZ industry or a client. And people said, people who have worked in the industry for 10 years, 20 years, we have students who have worked in the industry for 20 years, and they have worked with the big names in US, like really big names. And uh, couple of them have been the people that are acquaintances that I know of, and they personally shared with me that uh, we have been an engineering manager, but the way he brings the concepts to us is not only simple, useful, and the today when he's taking a demo, he's using PowerPoint just so you can understand. So you have to beginners need something visual to understand. But the course itself, the PowerPoint part is only 5%. 95% this particular course is hands-on practical. So you will go through, what are the different services that are used, how they are used, and how you so when you learn each one of them individually and practical applications of each, that's how you're going to become a master. Okay, one more person, please, and then we can carry on a few more minutes.
Yeah, Arun, this is Rajiv. Actually, I
Hey,
was just
Rajiv.
thinking, actually, I was just thinking like when I saw that it would be TAV plus admin and architect. So I thought like we will learn their Databricks and ADF and all. So today I got to know, no, 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 that is not really the HR part. Rather, we need to understand whole the platform, how it works, like for a developer, like which type
Right.
of services that should be, and for admin, that is different, like how we need to manage that whole cloud, which we are just organizing for our company. So that is really great. I today learned that part.
Right. We have two different. So the differentiation between our courses, one is the ADF plus Databricks is taught by Ashok. He is extremely focused on data engineering. This particular course is focused on dev admin. So this is a completely different thing, which goes deep into different things. So we have a lot of people who learn this thing and then go and learn Databricks as well. It's up to them, but it prepares you for different kind of careers. So I'm really amazed by the depth of this course, because when we started, and this I having been in the industry for such a long time, I'm truly amazed by the information that is covered here. Okay, I need just one more person. So let me pick up Nivedita or Ranjit. Anything from your end? Any one thing that you've learned? You can
So,
say it in one
one
bullet,
thing,
guys.
Arun,
One
one thing
bullet.
I wanted to tell you, Nivedita is one of the registered member, means the batch
Ah,
is
fantastic.
registered.
Yeah, that's
So
okay. That's
she
okay.
already registered for this one.
Alrighty, fair.
Okay.
Okay. I need just one more person to say what have you learned today? Or any one thing. And guys,
Well,
one of the reasons I ask these kind of things is not because I want to test your knowledge, or I want to see, uh, how smart you guys are. When we as a team we speak in the seminars, we talk about it. That is how you gather the confidence. We do not care one is joining a class or not joining a class. We want to encourage people in the class, so that when you are appearing for an internship, when you're appearing for an interview, when you're appearing for any conversation in any forum, you are able to have the confidence to to speak up. It will bring you confidence, even if you speak in Hindi or you speak in English, or your whatever maybe your ideas for example, I may say, sir, today I learned the definition of cloud computing. And if somebody is asking the definition, maybe I will fumble in English, maybe I don't know how to present my ideas. But at least if I will if in front of a guru like Aradhya, I make mistakes also. 3 times I'll make mistakes. It is good for me. It is good for me to make mistakes. Why? Because every time I make a mistake, he will gently correct me, or he will gently tell me how to frame an answer. That's how I'm going to learn. So when I go in front of an interviewer, I will not make the same mistake, right? Because I would have practiced with my peers, I would practice with the instructor. This is the only reason I ask, give me your feedback, right? So okay, one more person, please.
Nagaraju.
Hey, Rajiv.
Yeah, I'm very happy to hear about data centers globally, how they're set up with different satellites, how it is working. That's so nice.
Got you. What's your background, Rajiv?
Currently, I'm working as a senior data analyst in science technology in Hyderabad.
Good. See, Acha, one more thing I want to say. This is a very interesting thing. See, lot of when you are a data analyst, or let's say somebody who is a finance analyst, business analyst, this analyst, that analyst, we have 10 different kind of analyst roles. What
Yes,
happens is, see, after, let's say you're a, initially you get 3 to 4 lakhs, and then you get 7 lakhs and 10 lakhs, whatever in India. I'm talking about Indian thing only right now. Of course,
okay.
abroad you have different scales. The moment you reach, if after some few years of having been in data analysis or any analyst roles or any software engineering role, of you reach the uh, you reach about, let's say, 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs, there is no more growth after that. You reach a ceiling where, on the basis of just the Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, nobody in their right mind is going to pay you anything more than that based upon the current skills. In general,
Exactly.
this is, I mean, I'm not talking of exceptions. In general, regardless of whether you're an engineer, whatever degree or whatever this thing you have, now the moment you acquire the cloud skills, these are the premium skills. You acquire them and you practice them, and the way those skills have been packed in this course in a comprehensive manner, that's when you can go for those higher salaries, the higher pay packages. That's that's when you start changing. So anybody who's a who has a fear of reaching a ceiling in their salaries and they want to grow higher, that's where cloud or the higher or premium skill comes in, for which there's a lot of demand in 2025. If somebody keeps saying, "Oh, sir, I know I'm very happy with my Excel, SQL, Power BI, and I've learned it. I will keep on next 10 years. I'm very safe and I'm very covered." Everybody that thinks like this is going to get a big shock of their lives in 2025 and 26. All right. So Aradhya, that was very interesting. I that is pretty consistent with what I've been hearing in the previous seminars. Very, very, very good feedback from the people, the serious people who attended today. I don't want to. Uh, I'll back to you.
Okay, thank you, Arun. So, guys, if you remember, just a few minutes ago, I was talking about the uh, skill set. So, I just open three random, LinkedIn profile. If you see here, this person was working with me in SCL Technology Limited. When I was a part of SCL, he was working with me, and he's completed his basic education from Delhi Government School. After it, graduation from DU and master in philosophy. It's a MPhil. Actually, it's here MA and MPhil from GNU. It means he's not from IT background. Even when he joined SCL, that time he was struggling. Means in everything, he was not very much familiar with the laptop or desktop also. But now, if you see here, uh, earlier he was working on advanced analytics, then for some and TCS analytics, and now he's working in a data scientist. So in Azure, he mainly using Azure cloud computing. But the service which I was referring, he's working on this one. So he's delivering the services, infra services, PaaS services, SaaS services with the EML. And if you see, he is working since last close to 8 years. He is working in Microsoft as a data scientist. So actually, he is a data scientist. The profile I was referring, these type of profiles are called the lollipop data scientist. Means people are self-claimed data scientists. Like suppose I'm going to learn only Python, and after that I'm looking for the role of data scientist. It's not good. Maybe you can get an entry level of job, but in market survival for the long time would be very difficult for you. So this is a journey you have to, in case you feel you want to complete your journey, you have to groom, you have to upgrade yourself. Similarly, this is one profile, means a person who is from arts background but starts in, I mean, BA, I think he was BA in mathematics from Delhi University. DU is offering BA in mathematics also, and then after it, master MA and MPhil from GNU, and he's working since last, I think, 8 years. He's working in Microsoft as a data scientist. Similarly, another person who is from PCM background and bachelor of degree in physics. So he's not from IT background, just physics, and he's working in IT industry as a data scientist. So actually, these are the data scientists. Third profile, Sonia Sharma, graduation, okay, master degree, actually BA and MA from DU, both from Delhi University. Then just after MA, MPhil from mathematics from University of Houston, and now she is working as a data scientist. Actually, these are the data scientists. Learning Python may give you a basic platform, but for the career advancement, you have to go with the advanced courses. And it's not a rocket science. If you have the willpower, if you have time, if you're dedicated, you can do it. I already given multiple example to you guys.
Aradhya, let me ask you this. Although we have, I think, shared articles, shared resources, there are a lot of people, just like Sal was saying. I think like the word developer, they started thinking of Java, Python, and all those kind of things. Similarly, one thing that people always ask me, sir, is there only three career options? One is a developer or admin or architect, that for senior people. Are the people don't understand that there are so many titles when you go to Naukri, when you go to other Indeed, Shine, Rise, hundreds of portals, even remote job portals. There are thousands of remote job portals. When you go to these, people think that there are only three options. There are so many titles
Yeah.
today, in the cloud based environment. All those titles you get prepared for. So Radha, can you share, like, for example, cloud engineer? Even people who have started calling AI cloud engineer, they have to learn the cloud.
Correct. Cloud is mandatory in case you want to survive industry for a long time. Cloud is platform. This is platform. This is mandatory. It's not too good to have. It's a must to have. Region nowadays, 70 to 80% or maybe more than that opportunity which is coming in companies is the cloud based. And people, even I have seen lots of people around where people have 3 years of experience, they're getting 30 lakhs. And I have seen lots of people the part of industry since last 15 years, they're not even getting 20 lakhs.
Aradhya, see, of course, I mean, of course, when you guys, one thing, let me tell you guys, see, when you see ads, I'm getting 1 crore, I'm getting 50 lakhs, I'm getting 45 lakhs, I'm getting this lakh and that lakh. We should not worry about how much lakhs who is getting, right? I hope everybody has seen the Three Idiots movie.
Correct.
In the Three Idiots movie, if there is one thing that we learned, is a fun movie. If there is one thing, if you are passionate about something, money will come. And definitely, if you learned, this triple fusion course, money is going to flow. But let's today not talk about only the money. If you are practicing hard, there are literally 100 of titles available for you. There are so many job titles other than of the obvious three, that you will not even believe how many openings are there across the I mean, when we talk, many of you said we talked about data centers. Like he may have talked about Noida is becoming one of the biggest data centers, right? Sorry, a region where most of the data centers are there. Similarly, Mumbai is there, or across the country, so many things are there. So as they grow, as the data grows, data is not going to stop growing, right? It's not as if it's not like human beings where I grew and then I retired. It it is going to grow more and more and more. Today we are already talking about petabytes, zettabytes, and all, right? So the more they grow, the more opportunities are there, right? So you have to understand that part. So if you are in 2025, I can go ahead and say anybody who's not knowing the basics of cloud or the very foundations of basic AI, I mean the jobs are stop going to exist itself.
Correct, correct. You're right, Arun. So even I tell you one thing, in cloud project. So usually there's a STTM the STTM engineers required, cloud STTM engineers. So normally, who is joining as a STTM engineer or data modeler? So a person who is from data background. Suppose I'm working as a BA, maybe I'm working on the analytics side, maybe I was Power BI developer. So what people are doing, people are learning the cloud computing, and they already have whatever Suppose you are good in SQL side, you are good in Databricks side, or Data Factory side, PSQL, MySQL, Oracle, Power BI, or something else. That's a good. That will definitely support you. But nowadays, whatever the new projects are coming, on top of it, if you have the knowledge of new technology, that will help you a lot. The region is like in our project, we have the HTML engineer or data modelers, cloud data modelers. So this is the new skill set. And nowadays, doesn't matter. Even in data engineering, also you'll find people who are from development background, people who are from earlier they were working at the BA, people earlier were working at the HR, now they're working data engineering, or they're working as an admin, or they are working as a manager or architect. I can give lots of example. I just give an example of a lady who was working uh, as a bank manager in Grameen Bank in Bihar. So she got opportunity in a data side, cloud data engineering plus administration. So she's administrating everything, administration, monitoring, and data engineering. This is her profile. So in case you feel you want to do something better, you have to groom, you have to upgrade yourself. Without upgrade, things are not so easy. It's a very difficult. And
Of
in
course,
market, you Mhm.
basically it's pretty simple. It's a simple factor of demand and supply. The
Correct.
demand, so cloud engineering, cloud skills in development, admin, and architecture are known as premium skills.
Mhm.
If you do not have, if you have only Excel, Power BI, Tableau, these kind of basic skills, or a little bit of Python, these are still the basic skills these days. The
Correct.
premium skills are in cloud, and or the other course that somebody was talking about. Those are the premium skills. Only the premium skills will get you uh, high paying jobs. It is
Correct.
not the basic skills that are going to give you high paying jobs. So anybody who's dreaming of like, I should earn more, why am I getting only 7? Why am I getting only 5 or only 3 or only 10 or only 20? It's because you're working with basic skills. And the more and more you keep on working, as you grow, suppose i'm suppose I'm 30 years of age or 27 years of age, and I know basic skills. Now I'm wondering, now I'm what, a lot of people come to me for career counseling and they say, sir, I'm about to get married, now my responsibility is going to increase. Or somebody says, sir, now I have been married, or I'm having two children, and I'm getting only 10 lakhs, I need, or 15 lakhs. How do I how do I make more money, or how do I get more recognition? I'm not getting promoted from last 2 years. After pandemic, no promotion is there, or I'm getting only 2% hike. See, guys, you'll stop having these problems if you acquire the premium skills. And it is not difficult to acquire them. I keep on telling them, and I've had like 50 plus people talk to me just this month for that. Different kind of backgrounds. Some people are senior people, some people are, you know, anybody, especially who's in the bracket of 27 to 35, they ask these questions, and the answer is pretty simple. Look at demand and supply, and look at what kind of skills are in demand. That's the only way you're going to grow.
Correct, you're right. Any other question, guys? If you have, then you can unmute and ask your question. Nivedita, Rajiv, Ramesh, Ranjit, Shudha, Vinod.
Yeah, like in the market actually now, as a solution architect, on top of that, AI and all added, right? How much impact will be in this designation? Like what are all the changes by adding AI here?
See, so depending upon what industry you're working in, there can be thousands of different kind of designations. See, 10 years back, there was no designation in India or abroad. We will not, we were not seeing the designations of cloud engineer or AI engineer or even things like people. Some people have done data scientists. We were not seeing these kind of designations. So don't. So I would say that let us not worry about designations. Think of
I mean
yourself.
designation. I means actually as a solution architect, he has to take decision, right? Based on those decisions, how AI will be used. I mean, you understood my
Oh,
question, right? For
yeah.
example,
Yeah, I got you. So, so based upon the uh, so the architect. So let's say there is an architect in a company. He has to he has to advise the client. So let's say I'm using many services of Azure, which I have learned in the class. I'm using the services. So see, it's like using a car. Let's say, right? So if you're using a car and you have never driven if somebody, a client might ask you, what is the difference between using Maruti services or a BMW services or Audi services or Tesla services? There are there's a difference between driving cars, right? So an architect comes in and he says, or a chief driver or a special driver comes in and is able to tell you what, if you are driving a race car versus a normal car or a premium car, which how you should utilize each and what is the optimum way of utilizing each of the services. Only an architect will be able to distinguish between, he'll be able to advise the clients based upon what services they are using, how to optimize the cost, how to optimize the performance, and that person will be highly respected in the market, right?
yeah, agree with you. Usage can be decided by having experience.
Right, right,
I mean, even like we are impacting many of the things, right? Like behaving as a human. For example,
right,
if I talk about even cars also,
right,
whenever I drive, I'll be knowing. Whenever I will be knowing. Otherwise, I will be not knowing anything. But
right,
like I mean, actually, the decision, right? Which one is cost and all together will be like helping through AI also, right? In that case, that main decision maker is architect. That
right.
could be also like presently, like if I take one example, now presently, like even if I open any kind of notebook or anything, automatically kind of inputs I'm getting kind of advice. You
Right.
can we can fix issues also directly by using AI. So these kind of designation decision makers, those also can be affected, right?
See, when we are talking about this field, we are talking about infrastructure heavily. You cannot have, if I ask if I ask you uh, uh, to use AI to drive infrastructure, it is going to happen to a certain extent, but still there has to be a human being which takes a decision on how the infrastructure has to be driven. So AI is not going to replace the cloud engineers and stuff like that.
So another example I'll give you. Nowadays, uh, market is very good for the drones or pilotless, aircraft. So if you see here, earlier, without pilot, it was not possible to fly an aircraft. But in current situation, there are two different segments. One with pilot, second without pilot. So they will both will support to each other. It's not competition. It doesn't mean that pilot will replace to AI or AI will replace to pilot. They will complement to each other. For example, if you, I'll give you more
I mean, there are
examples.
there have been some books by it, and there's a lot of talk in the industry. It's about coexistence. It is complementary existence, like Aradhya is talking about. It will always be like this.
Even when Google came into picture, I remember, I think it was year 2001 or 2000, that time people were saying, hey, now everything, all the solutions are available on Google. So what is the use of developer? What is the use of manager? Everything available. Means manager would be used only for the communication purpose. And there's no use of the developer, there's no use of the architect. But see here, these two are complementing to each other since last 24 years. Similarly,
even
AI
even
also.
even Aradhya, Microsoft, which is one of the major brands, calls whatever improvements and all these newer things are coming up, they call it co-pilot.
Correct.
So human beings that are using the technologies will replace people who are not using the latest technologies. It's a human which will always replace a human. It is not that some kind of AI will replace the human being. So you will see very soon, you will see in 25 and 26, people who are learning premium skills will stay in the market. A simple data analyst or simple, somebody with a basic skill can be replaced can be replaced by people who have upskilled. It's as simple as that.
What are the premium skills? Examples?
Well, premium skill examples are your cloud skills, the dev, admin, architect. The premium skills are also there in our other courses like uh, Databricks is a premium skill, ADF is a premium skill, Spark is a premium skill. So people keep talking about SQL, right? SQL is a basic skill these days, which everybody must have, regardless of being a data engineer, analyst, or an architect, right? Or a data scientist. That's a very basic skill that everybody must have as. Uh, but Spark, which has in-memory processing, or Databricks in the those are the premium skills. Cloud engineering is a premium skill. Cloud architecture is a premium skill. Got it?
Any other question, guys? Okay. So I think there's no further more question. So let's wrap up in 5 minutes. So guys, hope you see my screen. So here Microsoft is offering various of services. Total number of services and sub-services are in hundreds. Few hundred services are offered by Microsoft. Some services they are offering for ML. So ML, I remember, I think it was 2015, the first time I worked on Azure machine learning. That since then, these services are available, like computer vision, face recognition API, translator, speech recognition, board. These are available since very long time. But nowadays, since last 1.5 year or 2 year, somewhere the utilization is increasing. Similarly, Microsoft created a category for AI and machine learning. They have one category and lots of services they are offering. Similarly, for the analytics also, if you're looking towards the analytics, so in cloud cloud analytics also, there's a couple of services offered by Microsoft. If you're looking for the computer related services, so yes, here also. If you're looking for the container related services or database related services, DevOps related services. Directly, I told you directly it is not possible, or Microsoft is never recommending to go for the DevOps. If you're planning to go toward the DevOps, either you have to clear the first learning path or second learning path. Then only you should. Otherwise, if you want, you can go, but unnecessary to wastage of time and money both. So, but they're offering, as per their recommendation, they're thinking if anyone who is planning towards it, they're assuming that you would be from maybe X or Y streams. Either you have completed 104 or 204, then you are coming here. Similarly, there are lots of general purposes services Microsoft offering. Plus, if you're looking for the hybrid cloud, for example, maybe you're working for a customer like Dabur. Suppose their infrastructure is available in Yotta, or maybe it's available in Oracle, or it's available in any other cloud. Now, if you're planning to do the integration between multiple cloud, or maybe from on-premise to cloud computing, or maybe private cloud to public cloud, for these also they are offering the services. So depending on the requirement, sometimes suppose there's a customer, and customer is telling, hey, since last 15 years we are using the Tata Communication Cloud, TCL Cloud, and it's not possible for us to retire everything and move everything in Microsoft Azure cloud or any other cloud. So you have to provide a solution in a such a way so that existing ecosystem may support to the new one. In this case, it required very good solutioning knowledge. It required hands-on
Correct.
implementation.
Otherwise, I think is the point that we can generalize a point. Uh, so you have given very fantastic examples during this seminar today. The very simple, if there is one thing that you must remember from the seminar, is pretty generic. If you look at the field of acting, right? Let's forget IT for a minute. If you look at the field of acting, Amitabh Bachchan has a premium skill. Shah Rukh Khan has a premium skill. Salman Khan has some premium skill, right? Which is why they're getting paid crores. Similarly, if you look at the field of singing, music, right?
Mhm.
Arijit is one of the highest paid. He has a premium skill, right?
Mhm.
If you look at the field of driving, everybody can drive a car. Any Tom, Dick and Harry, 16, 17-year-old can start driving a car.
Mhm.
Right? Even a village people learn driving a car by somebody, they drive a car. But if you look at a race car driver, he's paid 100 times more. Why? Because there's a different. I will keep on harping upon people who are in data analyst, data, whatever roles you are in, software engineering. There's a difference between basic skills and premium skills. So the what Aradhya is teaching you guys is you're learning premium skills at an optimum cost. When you acquire those premium skills and you start practicing with those premium skills, that's when you can go out in the market confidently and you'll say, why do we hire you? Well, I started off as an engineer. I started off as XYZ. I was a BCom, BA, or a BTech or a MBA or whatever degrees you have. It doesn't matter. They will. We are in a skills economy where premium skills will always get paid higher. That is the basic thing we have to remember, and we have to know that cloud skills will remain premium
Yeah,
skills.
programming language is required, right, for premium skills. Without programming language, can we get a premium skill easily?
Programming, see, if you look at the field of data visualization, most of the softwares, for example, we have another course in Alteryx. It's a low code, no code. The world is moving towards low code, no code. If you look at the chairman of Nvidia, he was saying with the AI, programming is programming itself is not going to remain a premium skill because AI can help program for you. So for everything, you don't have to learn programming. There are thousands of people, lakhs of people who are not into programming, and so those will not remain the premium skills. The applications of those will be the premium skills.
So one example I'll give you. Suppose, so hope you can see my screen. Earlier, it was mandatory to have the knowledge of automation or scripting or programming. But nowadays, the programs are already written. If you see here, if you're looking for the PowerShell, so the programs are written. Just copy paste program and it will work. You see here. So what it is doing, the companies are already offering the program. You no need to write. You no need to search from anywhere. The programs are already written. Similarly, if you are planning to create, suppose you are planning to write something, the programs are already written by Microsoft. Only you have to tweak. You have to slightly customize it as per the requirement.
So you mean to say even for AI development also,
See, there are two
without
things.
without programming, can we go ahead?
No. There are two things. One is
The short answer is, in AI, only people who are expert programmers will remain. For the masses, for the general audience, for 80% of people, unless they're extremely brilliant in their work, most of them, the market is going to uh, uh, slow down on their hiring. Only really the expert programmers remain. But in the field of cloud is going to be everywhere, regardless of the role.
I mean, actually, I'm right or wrong. Programmers can be programmers can be implementation of AI development. Non-programmers can be used.
Correct.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. But if you look at opportunities, let's talk about opportunities here, because at the end of the day, whatever field we're in, we need good opportunities. So when you look at opportunities, there will be more opportunities if you do, you know, this cloud related stuff we are talking about, the fusion program. But if you go out in the market and say, "Hey, I know only Python. I know two or three things in this thing, and I've done some basic projects," you will, unless you have heavy experience in that, you may not even find that there are opportunities for you, and there'll be a lot of competition.
correct. Even I'll share my experience. 15 years ago, in market, most of the IT professionals were learning Java, PHP, Python, .NET. Now, in current situation, it's a very difficult for you to find out a professional or fresher who is going to learn these technology. The market is already saturated for them. Earlier, I mean, 60 to 70% people were going towards the development, but nowadays, less than 10%. So going forward in future also, I'm not saying there will not be any demand of the developers. There would be demand of developer, but numbers will be very low.
Yeah, just few years back, there were a lot of people, learning Java or .NET or what. Most of the people are converting to the industry demands of cloud, of engineering. Even those, even if you work as a data scientist, Python is only one basic thing, but apart from Python, there are 25 other things that you need to learn, including statistics, including machine learning and whatnot. So the point being that, if only with one language, uh, uh, there is so much of tech stack that there'll be a lot of competition, and there's a very steep learning curve for that. Whereas if you learn cloud stuff, if you learn the services, if you learn how to use Azure and many of its important services, that's where you can make a career for yourself, because those are the things that will be in demand in 25, 26 and beyond. Somebody's, I think, Radha, somebody has written a question in
Yeah,
the chat box.
correct. So I think she's Fatima. There's a question from Fatima, she's student. What you think learning the solution architect is helpful for her? So Fatima, this is Cloud Master Program. In this program, we are covering administration, development, and architecting. After it, you can decide whether you are, based on your exposure, experience, and multiple other parameters, you can decide whether you are planning to be the part of support program, administration, development, or architecting, or something else. After these course, there are various streams.
And guys, you have to remember that since we are center of excellence, each of these individual programs and the certifications covered in these programs, each one of them is about 20,000 in itself. Just one piece is 20K, but we have made it affordable for the masses, for majority of students. So we try to combine the best of dev, the best of admin, the best of architect in one course, so that you learn it in a very comprehensive way at an optimum cost. So I mean, this course basically is a steal, in my opinion. Not only in my opinion, majority of the students, because the investment you're putting in, you get 300 times, 100 times, at least 100 to 300x times you get in your when you apply in the industry and when you acquire the jobs. This invest you'll be so, like, if you invest, let's say 20K, and you're getting a salary of 30K, so sorry, 30 lakhs. Think about what is the return on investment. This return on investment you will not get in any other course. And even if you learn something, you'll have to keep upgrading yourself. That's the basic point. It's a simple concept of economics, demand and supply. Arda, I think this has been wonderful. I mean, we got a lot of inputs, and thank you for doing this, Aradhya, today. We may we'll decide if we need one more class or something. Otherwise, we will no, we have very few days left to begin the actual batch. So, those of you who are interested in enrolling can start enrolling from today itself. If you're serious, um, else you can watch it like a Netflix movie and go back to sleep. But most of the people who are serious, we'll see that they'll be moving forward with us, regardless of whether you're enrolling or not. We thank you for being a part of today's seminar. At least if you have learned something, that's a great thing for us. So we thank people, whether you're enrolling or not. But if you enroll, it's a great opportunity for you to start 2025 with a big bang. So thank you, Aradhya, and thank you everyone for being a wonderful audience.
So thank you, guys. So I have shared a WhatsApp group chat in case you feel you're applying to enroll. You guys can join this group in the chat window. One more time, I'm going to ping here. So through browser directly you can join. Otherwise, you can copy and offline also you can join the group.
Guys, our seats will fill up pretty quick, and we usually keep only short batches, small batches. So start reserving your seats. Talk to Aradhya offline. He will in the chat group. You have his number. You can talk to him. You can ping him. He may not be able to respond immediately because he is very busy, like serving a lot of other people. So if you chat with him, you will get a response pretty soon, and he'll tell you how to enroll. Okay. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, everyone.